Here's some more records I bought this summer. First up, we got two records by my boy, Khotin. This first one was called Peace Portal and it sold out pretty quickly on release. Thankfully, months after the fact, Khotin randomly put up 5 copies for sale on his Bandcamp, and I bought that so quick. Khotin is one of my favourite artists ever, and because he knows me slightly, he included a handwritten postcard and one of his zines, as well as some stickers in this order. In a way, thank God I didn't get it when it was available at some of the UK retailers, as now this copy feels so much more special. I also picked up Alterac Acid from Juno in the UK. Maybe one day I'll get everything that he's ever made. Next up, and what I think is a really good deal, is this trilogy of albums of home recordings by the band His Name Is Alive. This set includes the trilogy of albums, a poster, a postcard, and an actually useful vinyl-sized tote bag for just 50 quid. I was really taken aback by just how cheap this was by today's standards. The music on these albums is really unique. It's spooky feeling ambient and musical experiments. Somehow some of the recordings date to when the leader of the band was just 10 years old, so he must have been a complete virtuoso to pull that stuff off at that age. All these albums have really good liner notes and pictures from the time of the recording, which gives a good context to when this music was made, as it feels timeless. Now, I'm extremely serious about the ambient music of Hitoshi Yoshimura, so when I heard that Flora was getting reissued, I knew I had to have my hands on it. This album contains some of his best songs like Trick Tree and Adelaide. I'm always so tripped out by how he died in 2003, and his music is definitely more popular today than it ever was in his lifetime. I also picked up this repress of his album called Air and Resort, which is pressed by Victory Records and is just a standard black vinyl without any bells and whistles that all my other Hitoshi Yoshimura represses have, which is slightly disappointing. This is an album by Australian electronic music producer Ewan Jansen called Island Diary. This might be the most niche thing I've ever brought up. I randomly discovered this guy deep in the private torrent website from this really cool 1998 release called Cottesloe Girl. Something about the label of the record having this random picture of a woman really stuck with me. He also has this album from 2005 called Blue Line Summer, which has such a killer opening track. So I bought this album because I've pretty much stolen all of his music, so I wanted to give back to him. Last up is this Light in the Attic pressing of some Lou Reed demos known as Words and Music 1965. If you know anything about Light in the Attic, then you'll know that they go above and beyond for basically every single thing that they release. Booklets, obi strips, whatever you could want. This album has some of the earliest recordings of Velvet Underground songs that exist. It's not exactly something I'm going to listen to again and again, but hey, it has a booklet.